Okay, we are going to do another Q&A with all of the questions that I have gotten about the baby. It's pretty much like pregnancy, labor. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Some of them will be quick, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, number one question. Are you planning another baby after this one?
No. How rude to ask that.
Stop. I should say, if you are brand new to our channel, that we have, I'm pregnant with my 9th. So we have 8 children and number 9 is coming. And my due date's just 8 weeks away. So almost 7 weeks away. So it's getting close. Of course, we will take all the babies that God gives us. I mean, that's how we have 9 babies in 14 years, right? We have been really blessed and we treasure every one of them. I have friends who have struggled with fertility and I have seen them go through that painful process and wish that they would have a baby. And the Lord has blessed us with 8 healthy babies already and another one coming soon. We are so grateful for every one of them. There's not one of them that we would say, never mind, we don't want this one. So,
As a permanent answer.
Right, we all have those days. I even have those days about you sometimes.
By the way, we've been married for 15 years. We're going on 16 this year.
I know.
You said 14 years.
Well, because Bella's 14. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
But yeah, I guess it's been 15 years since I was pregnant with her, so that makes sense. Yeah, we're going to have a 15-year-old. That's really crazy. By the way, this was not a question on the list, but I just wanted to make an announcement that I realized I'm turning 40 this year. For quite a while, I thought I was turning 39. And last night I did the math and I had a crisis moment. Like, I'm turning 40 this year. I remember being a kid and 40, I thought you were nearly dead because it just seemed so old. So, yeah.
Noting that her husband's 3 years older than her.
But you're so youthful.
Is that it?
I don't know. It was just me personally. I was like, what?
Don't care about you.
Me. Maybe it's because I thought I was going to turn 39 that it was just a sudden shock. I just feel like I lost a year of my life right there.
I see.
So someone asked me, they thought I was 33. So I'm not. That would be like, I would have been pregnant at 17 if I was 33, right?
It's not out of the realm.
Well, it's not, but it is for me because we were later when we
got married.
Yeah.
You even met each other.
Okay, moving on. Wow, we're only on question 1, so let's stay focused here. What is Jason's role during pregnancy and labor? So, okay, I'm sorry I'm monopolizing all of this, but I would say you were really good.
It's about pregnancy.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
When I am pregnant, he is so good about taking over the nighttime toddler stuff. So we have...
Just when you're pregnant?
Well, I mean, because when that baby's born, I do the nighttime duty. Like, there's nothing really that you can do for the baby.
But the rule is once the baby is weaned,
then it's
my responsibility. So it has nothing to do with the pregnancy.
That's true. And it's such a blessing because right now I can just sleep all night. And if somebody has a need...
Or not. Like last night.
Unless I have pregnancy insomnia, that's self-induced. But yeah, so that during labor, you're a great supporter.
I'm a Bradley coach. Yes,
we took the Bradley classes when I was pregnant with my very first.
Yes.
And they were great for equipping, like making me feel comfortable and equipping him to know
what's going on. Yeah. To be able to. So I think that's the hardest part about the pregnancy as a male. The easy position to fall into is the I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to help. And I think that the Bradley method of the Bradley classes help to empower me, give me direction, give me this is your role. And, basically my job is to make sure she stays, while she's laboring, while she's going through a contraction. Besides the whole, get her this, get her that, the big job is to keep her where she doesn't fight a contraction. And so she relaxes and just lets the contractions do their job. And to then motivate her when she gets into the transition phase to let her know, she's like, I can't do this, which she said that like, the first 2 times, maybe 3 or whatever. She obviously has a little bit more confidence after that. So she knew she could do it. But just letting her know, hey, this is the transition period. It's probably short time from now before you can hold your baby. Keep motivating her to sip water. Try to change change positions if it's stalled out. I've gotten into timing the contractions, so depending on how bored I am or whatever, depending on what activity there is.
Time them all night. That would be frustrating.
Right, because what we found out is that she's not a regular contractor.
Not. It's so true. When I was going to have Isabella, we kept waiting for regular contractions as a sign that it was close, and they never really got regular. And whenever we had a doctor then who did home births, and whenever he arrived, I was already 9 centimeters dilated, and we had just kept waiting for regular contractions that never came. So. Because
we didn't want to be that couple that called the doctor too soon, and and again, like the contractions weren't hitting the.
We're not typical.
No.
Yeah, so I guess the next question kind of ties into this, saying, are you nervous about labor? Me, I'm assuming. Am I nervous about labor? I talked about this a little bit on a video that I just did recently on my 30-week pregnancy update. And no, I'm not nervous about labor. I can honestly say I'm not nervous. When you do something and you have just successful experiences over and over, it really helps you to feel confident. I trust that the Lord has given us these babies, and He's going to equip us for whatever happens every time. And so that gives me a lot of confidence. I've had a really great pregnancy and felt really good. And so I'm going into this feeling healthy. But I've just had 8 wonderful home births, and they've all been different, but yeah.
Elsie almost flew out.
Elsie was so fast that my midwife barely made it. She was running the stoplights, trying to get there. And just that morning, I had been talking to her on the phone, and she's asking how I'm doing because I was a little overdue. And I was like, well, I'm having no signs, so I just think it's going to be a while. And then she was born at lunchtime. It was that fast. And then I have other ones like Samuel, who was the next baby. That felt like a bad joke because I think
she's
they're
like,
going to be quick.
This is how it is from now on, right?
No, so the
easy,
next
fast
one,
labor.
I go into like laboring contractions while we were visiting a church in the evening.
Yeah, that's right.
And thought like this is going to be fast, and I labored all night long, and he was born the next morning. So it's all over the place. Whoops, your phone just shut off on me. I have all our questions on here. So I am not nervous. That is why. I just think knowledge, knowing your body, trusting that God's plan for you is perfect, that He designed you to give birth. All of those things contribute to it. Okay, where will the baby sleep? The other $1 million question.
Anywhere at once.
I do kind of co-sleep for quite a while with newborns. I don't start them out in bed with us, but I'm tired, and so nursing it in the night is just easier when you have a baby with you. But we've already done this before. We've already had James and Lydia as a baby and a 1 going on 2-year-old in our bedroom, and so it's just going to be a repeat of that. James has moved, last year he moved into the kids' room. He's in one of the bunk beds with another little brother, and Lydia is in a full-size crib in our room, and she will stay there. And then we have a little like
pack and play or
type bassinet type thing. Yeah, we have different options that we will use for the baby, and that worked. I would think really James was in there for like a year after Lydia was born. It was long, and it worked fine. We use white noise machines in all of the bedrooms, and so it kind of helps them sleep through, crying baby or something. They get used to that. So that is what
or not, and then we wish that we had the big house.
Well,
but whatever.
One of these days. Have we picked out a name? I think we have. We haven't announced it yet, but yeah, I do think we have. And is it a family affair or just mom and dad? This was very much a family affair. There was a lot of discussion.
Well, yes and no. So
yeah, we shouldn't tell her whole story, but yeah, we had one child who felt led toward this name, and so we just kind of felt like,
it was important for us to honor
for a
that.
connection, sibling connection between them. So yeah, I'll let that story stay. But
if you come over here for a burger, then we'll discuss it more.
Right.
Deal.
Right. I always tell people that there's, with our kids and things, that there's a lot of things that we don't share because it's their story,
right?
Their experiences. So if it's family things or parent things, we share. But sometimes there's special things that is a child's story, and we don't share it because it's not really their YouTube channel. So
right.
I'm going to have all kinds
because
of people
we don't want them
now.
to sign the disclosures.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is an interesting question from Katie B. She said, well, first of all, I was wondering if you plan your babies or they just come when they come. They come when they come.
Plan the babies.
We don't plan the babies.
Right.
We kind of expect them now. It's pretty...
Yeah. We know when it's about time to be pregnant.
Yeah, we're like, what? I'm not pregnant yet? I must be getting older if it's taking longer.
Yeah, her fertility cycle usually, and it comes into the nursing of the baby.
Yeah.
So it will vary. If the baby is nursing less, then typically the pregnancy will be closer to the last baby.
Yeah. So we let them come. Right. Okay, she says, with all of the uncertainty in today's world, these thoughts are on my mind for our family, welcoming babies. I admire your faith and thought I would ask how you guys approach all of this if it's not too personal a question.
I have a quick answer. I mean, the Old Testament, when they were led into captivity, God told them to get married and have families. And that was kind of a bad environment, if you will. So, if the Lord is pressing on your heart to have a family, have one. If not, not.
Yeah, I agree. And I do believe that we are discipling our kids to grow up and make an impact for God's kingdom. And so bringing them into an uncertain world, a world where there's a lot of evil or, uncertainty, like she says, is exactly what we should do.
Sure.
If God has given us a desire to want to strengthen and disciple our kids, then, for such a time as this is the right time.
So we're, as Vodi Bakum would say, it's like intercontinental ballistic missiles for Christ.
Oh, I do remember that now that you mentioned
instead of arrows are a little out of date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Who was your biggest baby, says Josephine.
Biggest baby. You mean who whined the most?
No, that was Leo. I think Leo and Samuel were tied at 8 pounds, 8 ounces. I don't have huge babies. All of my babies are around 7 or 8 pounds, in the 7 and 8 pound range. Who knows?
Although
maybe
this is your
one will.
pregnancy.
I know. I'm like, man, I just feel like I got big so fast, and he feels huge. But I'm
She's
still
like, there's
actually
twins.
I know.
He was ducking the other.
But you know what? Actually, every appointment that I have with the midwives, I'm measuring. Like when they do the measure, I'm measuring a week behind, which is what I've done with all of them. So I'm assuming he's going to be.
Measuring a week behind.
Yeah, I always by the tape measure thing. I always measure a week behind my due date. So I'm assuming he's going to be just in that 7, 8 pound range, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, it's just because you're old.
Right? I'm always telling him I'm so old.
I'm like the opposite of this statement, but I'm finally just tired of fighting it. I'm like, fine, you're old.
Right, because I've told him
true,
so much
but
about it.
What do you want?
You know that I'm laughing about it too. So
yes. Just so that they know that I'm not being mean.
Right. You're not being mean, no.
Yeah. Not that it matters.
Yeah. That's actually our last question now that I'm seeing.
Right. We did
Yeah, that's perfect. I didn't actually ask for any pregnancy or baby questions I just have gotten quite a few, and so I thought I would do this. So if you have any other questions related to pregnancy or birth, I'm going to be doing a video about preparing for home births, how we do that, and so there will be more baby related videos coming up in the next few weeks, so we can always answer more questions if you have them. So there's your formal invitation.
Yep.
All right, back to life. Thanks for watching today, and we will see you guys very soon.